You're welcome to the Premier Top 4 podcast, the podcast where Liverpool, Chelsea, Arsenal, and then I've forgotten the last team. I've forgotten the last team. Can you guys remind me? Manchester United, because I don't like them.
Don't try that, please. My fans, please. Manchester United fans, say hi.
Where all these teams we come together, we banter each other, we analyze our matches. So we focus on the Premier League matches and the matches between these traditional top four teams. So if you are here, you are not in the wrong place. So we will focus on the topmost match this weekend, which was Liverpool versus Chelsea first, and then we go with the others. So I think everyone here has been here before. My name is Chris. The man in the Liverpool jersey. Can you introduce yourself?
Hello everyone, my name is Dry.
Okay. And then the man in the Chelsea jersey.
Hello, Owusu here, aka Joey Boy. London is bleeding blue, as always.
And then the man in the Manchester United jersey.
London is not bleeding any blue. My name is Michael, Manchester United fan, the pride of England, the biggest club in England. So, still undisputed. Um, we'll be having fun tonight. So, let's see how it goes.
Okay, and I, the host, I'm also a Chelsea fan as well. So I'll try to be unbiased as possible, regulate my emotions, and make sure that we have a good time. Okay. So going right into the Liverpool versus Chelsea match, the which just ended some few minutes ago. We will just start right from where they left off. So I think the result was 2-1 in favor of Liverpool. And then before we go that there, we will just as usual, we want to go to the Liverpool fan. You tell us the lineup that Arne Slot used. If you don't know the lineup, then we will take 5 minutes from your time. Okay, so what was the lineup that Alisson went for?
I think the back five, with the exception of Allison, um, Kelleher replaced Allison for obvious reasons. Allison is injured, and then the middle as well, the double pivots. Curtis Jones was in for McAllister because he picked up something like injury, and we are concerned about his fitness for our big game come next week. And in the front or in the attacking role, and the new person to replace the regular starter was Gakpo, who started for Luis Diaz. Apart from that, Salah, Soboslai, and then Jota were all inactive today for Liverpool.
Okay, and then the Chelsea fan, what was the lineup that Enzo Maresca went for?
Well, as usual, senior man above four Sanchez was in goal post. And we're so gutted, we're so happy that our captain was back. With James taking on his rightful position in the right back. We had Tosin replacing Fofana in the centre back. We had Gusto being switched on to the left. And then the midfield, we had a little change for Enzo Fernandez because he went on international break. So he was likely rested. As you said in the podcast last week, he was rested and then Lavia came over. Then the front three, it was still Madueke, Sancho, Jackson with Palmer playing behind them. So that was it. We just made three changes to our starting lineup this weekend.
Okay, so let's dive right into it. Some pointers. So for me, I think the first 25 minutes there was some tactical battle that was going on. Uh, um, I could see that every coach was trying to understand what the other coach was trying to bring on board. Nobody was trying to take any huge risk. It was just trying to understand. Then after the 25 minutes, it took a turn and everything changed. Dry, how did you see the match, the first 25 minutes? Just the first 25 minutes. You're on mute.
yeah, like you put it, the first 25 minutes is essentially for both bosses or managers to understand what the opponents are trying to do, for them to adapt to play the game. In fact, Slot has been on record to say that, yeah, most of the time or this season, you are going to see it a bit turbulent for Liverpool in the first 15 to 20 minutes. And after this early minutes of the game, the better team will then begin to exhibit and demonstrate their superiority over the other. So it's something that we saw to be very clear and very characteristics of big games like this. Both coaches trying to understand which um, tactical strategy that their opponents are trying to deploy and see how to readjust their team to respond to that and ultimately assert their dominance in the game like that. Basically, that was
Okay.
what
Okay, so let's go to the okay, thank you, Dry. Let's go to the neutral person that was watching without emotions, just enjoying football. So how did you see the first 25 minutes?
So like Dre said, with big matches, you don't just rush into the game. You have to like understand the opponent. Test each other's strength. Try to pilot different areas of the pitch. So it was basically just both teams trying to play. A particular team though was trying to be adventurous at the beginning. You see that that first 25 minutes were some fouls, and all that. But in the end, we're just trying to take advantage of maybe the weakness of one other team while they were also sizing themselves up. So basically, it was an interesting 25 minutes. Trust me.
Okay. Okay, so Usu, how did you see it from a Chelsea's point of view?
Well, we started off very well. We weren't expecting what Liverpool did in the first 20-25 minutes because we were really anticipating that they would come at us, but they didn't. They were so conservative, reserved. They were just waiting for us to commit an error and then they just pounced on it. And we were able to deal with that very well until those long balls came flying into Salah and then he just got some few fouls and then basically there was a penalty that was awarded. So it wasn't so bad for Chelsea, but to have conceded that penalty in that particular time was the thing that changed the narrative of the game. So for the first 25 minutes, well, like tactics really played and that was what happened.
Okay. Okay, so coach, from a neutral point of view, the penalty that caused Salah to score the goal, was it a penalty from a neutral's point of view?
Yeah, yeah. Certainly, it was a penalty. So the position of the player, so and the kick on the leg, no ball, just a clear foul in the 18-yard box. It's an easy call, penalty.
Also, do you think it was a penalty from a Chelsea's point of view?
Well, I'm very skeptical about that because Jones was like nowhere going to actually get a foothold of the ball, right? And then there's a tackle that is coming right from behind him. It wasn't too much of a touch, but since there was a touch, he just fell off. And the referee disregarded the fact that Tosin had already gotten into space and he had the chance to take the ball for himself. Even if that tackle had not gone in, Tosin would have gotten the ball. So for that particular one being a penalty, well, it's another topic for another day because these people they keep amazing us week in, week out. So I'll just hold it right there for now because we are going to delve into the other penalty that was not called at the other end. So for now, let's keep on with that.
Okay, so Dry, do you have any rebuttal on that?
it is for reason or statements like he was nowhere near the ball. He couldn't have easily scored a goal. Is the reason why when in instance of offside, you are allowed to complete the play before we review the offside case. Because if you should stop and we review, and then it was really not an offside, we would have wasted a chance to probably take the lead or express some dominance in the game. So you cannot claim that Jones was nowhere near the ball. Then don't launch in a tackle. Stand there and watch him and do what he wants to do with the ball. If the ball runs away from his foot, obviously your keeper will catch it. So by virtue of attacking or tackling the player means that the
You
defender
don't expect him to just look on while he's going at his goal.
then don't make
He
statements
was
like
turning.
when are you inside the
How was
ball.
that? He was turning to make a shot, and Tosin was already in space. So
Don't
if
make statements like when attack the ball. If
no. His back
space,
was against our goal. It wasn't like he was straight at it. He was just turning,
mhm,
right? And
mhm.
then he didn't even have any idea where the ball
Don't
was
worry.
until
Curtis
he was
Jones is
kicked.
Curtis
He
Jones
didn't
is a
have any
midfielder.
idea what he was just turning to
Curtis
see if the
Jones,
ball was right in front of him. And Tosin was there. These people keep
Curtis Jones is a
making
midfielder.
blunders and
Curtis
every
Jones,
time.
Curtis
No,
Jones is a midfielder. And you
Tosin
know
was
that
not just there. He fouled a player that is attempting to play the
who,
ball. It's a foul.
who,
It's nothing. It's not for debate.
Curtis-
Tosin didn't
who,
foul the player. It was Levi Colwell. But before that,
yeah,
before the foul
Cole
came,
fouled the player.
Tosin had already run into space. Do you
Mhm.
get it? He had already
Do
run
what?
into space, making that
Do what?
recovery.
Uh-huh. But Cole came to tackle Jones and foul Jones, two of us.
If he didn't foul him,
If
he
what?
touched him. It was a
He touched
touch,
him,
not a
that's all,
foul.
that's all, that's all,
It
that's
Oh,
was
all.
a
that's
touch.
interesting. Okay,
That's all,
that's
that's
all.
all.
There was
If
contact.
if
Okay,
you tell me
there was no
what
foul, but
happened
there
to
was
Sancho was not a
contact.
foul, how do you take this one
What
as a
happened to
foul? Because
Sancho was not a
Sancho's
foul.
Okay,
foot was,
Sancho
okay,
was
was
guys.
touching
locked.
what
His foot
Cole
Oh,
did.
wasn't locked.
Usu, no.
So
What?
how is this a foul and
That's a
this and
penalty.
Sancho's
There
wasn't
is
a foul?
nothing to
It
debate.
was it was a clear indication of what you said earlier on that he was just making up for that the Salah incident.
It's a
He was
penalty.
just making up for
No
that Salah
debate.
He's
incident.
not
That was
making up
Okay,
for
it
anything.
okay,
It's
wasn't
not
okay,
penalty.
guys.
anywhere
Guys, it's
anywhere
okay.
near
Okay,
foul.
let me
That was
control it. Please relax. Everyone is to mute themselves. Let me just control this. Dry mute yourself, everyone. Okay. So if we are saying that the minimal contact warranted a penalty, then what happened with the Sancho versus what's the name Arnold incident?
exactly.
Dry.
We
I
are
want
not
your
saying
opinion
that.
on that.
We are not saying that minimum contact warrants a penalty, right? There's an interpretation to the rule that if you make contact to the person or if you catch the ball in the box, when there is a bigger chance of the player having the ball, the attacker scoring a goal, then the intention can be that the defender was trying to prevent the goal scoring opportunity. In the case of Sancho and then Arnold, the angle at
Correct.
which the foul was committed, you can never tell me that Sancho in his entire career can score a goal from that
Was
angle.
it in the box? Was it in the
It
box or
was
not?
in it was in the box. There is a reason
Thank you.
why not every foul in the box is called for as penalty.
No,
There's a
Dre,
reason.
don't
I'm
use
seeing the
that
reason.
term. Maybe you should
And the reason is
adjust.
that
Any foul in the box is a penalty, not some fouls.
mhm,
So probably you say maybe
good,
some kind of contact. Probably
good.
you will use that
Okay,
So
term.
what you guys should be saying here
listen,
was
listen,
this
listen,
is
listen. Like,
discretionary, right? They were
mhm.
using their discretionary powers. So why
No,
would you
no,
take one and not take the
we
other?
are no,
If
we are trying to
every touch or every foul in the box is a foul, then why would
no,
you
not
let
it's
one
not every
go
foul in
and
the
take the
box.
other?
Not every foul in the box is called for as penalty, right? There are instances where a foul that can be given outfield won't be awarded to you as a penalty. There's a reason, and the reason lies in the interpretation of the rules that pertains to fouls in the penalty box. And I'm telling you that the crux of that interpretation is that if you are preventing a goal scoring chance within the penalty box, or you are preventing a big chance being converted into a goal, then that foul will be called for as a penalty. If you just oppose Sancho's case to what Cole did to Curtis Jones, you cannot put these two situations on the same pedestal. How? On the benchmark of which of these instances presented a bigger propensity of you scoring a goal. Sancho was trying to drag the ball back to do what? Cut back. And Trent, as a defender, as very smart and intelligent as he is, knew that, oh, the ball could come back. So drag
So
your leg back to block the ball, right?
so
As
he
compared
was
to
smart.
is compared to Cowell, who was coming from behind to foul a player who has the intelligence and the smartness to know that as a midfielder, I can even do a
I'm just
dummy
amazed.
turn to create the
I'm just
impression that I'm
amazed
winning
because
the ball. So this is very simple. Curtis Jones is a very smart player. He's a midfielder by nature. That
no,
is his
you
specialty.
you've
So
had
he
your
knows
day.
that,
You've
oh,
had
if I
your day.
do a dummy
All
turn,
of this year,
people like
this is
you
his
will
first
think
goal.
that I'm
Am
going
I
to win
right
the
or not?
ball. But
First Premier League
in
goal.
reality, come again.
24. We are already in October, 2 months to end the year, and this
And
is
has
his
that
first.
what?
Am I right or not? I want you to confirm that
Confirm what? Come again with the question.
whether that's his first Premier League goal since New Year's Day.
Who? Sancho?
Curtis Jones, you are saying he's so smart and what, and he has played
No, I'm telling you that he's a
more
midfielder. As a
games.
midfielder, midfielders,
It just went your way, my
midfielders
brother.
are
It just
adapt.
went your way. So you say what
Midfielders
you are
are
saying.
adapt to think
But
and
tomorrow,
process balls differently. Which is why if you give a midfielder a ball, they can dummy you with a 10 or dummy you with a nothing.
the same
So
thing. Sancho as an
that is
attacker also
what
damaged him,
Curtis Jones
and then he
did.
locked the
So
spot.
Curtis Jones was
And
damaging
VAR
your
decided not
defenders
to even
into
look at
thinking that he has
all.
lost the
Not
ball.
to even look.
He
It's
invites
okay,
that
guys.
power
It's
play.
okay. It's okay. It's okay.
God,
It's okay.
So
Let's
the
continue.
Sancho is
we
Mute
will
Sancho
yourself. Let's
Sancho
continue. Let's
is
continue,
it will
guys.
be
It's
against
okay.
you. We are all
Sancho
here.
was
It's okay.
ready
It's
to
okay.
with
Hello,
Sancho
guys.
was
Let me
ready
control this.
with
I'll
what
take you
he
out.
was doing.
It's okay. It's okay. Let me continue. So let's continue. Let's continue. So the penalty incident that has caused these guys to be, going at each other resulted in Salah's opportunity to score from the spot, which I don't remember if he has ever not scored from the spot. Have you seen it so far? You are the Liverpool fan.
Oh,
Yes.
he's missed a few.
Salah has missed a couple of penalties.
I'm
Important
talking
as
about from
penalties.
last season to this season. Have you seen anything like that?
Yeah, he missed the penalty last season. A very important penalty last season. He missed it. He missed the penalty last. Even this year, I'm very sure he missed the penalty. A very crucial one that could have propelled us or kept us our spot in the top. Salah missed it, and it was really heartbreaking. By the way,
So that's
let's
good then. So I think coach, let's talk about Salah. His role in the oh,
Chris,
let's talk
Chris,
about
please,
Salah.
Chris.
Coach, let's talk about Salah. Salah's role in the team in this match. I realized that it wasn't similar to the role that he plays normally. I don't know if it's something that is true or I'm just seeing it because I realized that he was more of a creator. He was the one, trying to create the chances, trying to, put the defenders close to him and make sure that he creates opportunities for others. Did you see that as well, coach?
Yes, for the matchup, I think Salah had like an easy matchup. Why I say that is, even before the goal, like the wing play from Chelsea allowed Salah to be able to come in between like the winger and the defender because there was like a big gap. So whatever Anslot had planned for the game with Salah worked because like his position, Salah typically wants to play very like out the utmost wide, then come in, but it was like not typically on the flank as he usually is, but like in between the lines. So he had like a very, very I don't want to use easy game, but like is the role he played today, especially in supplying the attack, was good. Was good. You can see like even with the second goal, like the joy, the celebration, like I've done it, so his role was very important.
Okay. Okay, Dried, how did you see Salah's performance?
I think Salah's performance is a reflection of what Arne Slot wants to do with his wingers. They shouldn't be players who want to touch the flanks, like Coach said. It should be occupying the half spaces, right? That is the idea, and then creating the impression that they would probably would want to. The whole idea is to cause the defenders to think that they have a potential of stretching even wider, but that was not that's not what the intention for them to do is. But typically, and it's what we want to have like these wingers start the flank anyway and let his wing backs, sorry, or his full backs instead of doing an overlap, do an underlap. So I think that was well anticipated from the Chelsea team. But then deploying Salah and giving him this specific instruction sort of like caught Chelsea on a surprise. And I think it gave us the kind of result that we anticipated that it would give us and cause the troubles that Chelsea didn't see coming.
Okay, so I think after the first half, there were some changes from Enzo Maresca. He took Sancho out outright. He didn't come on, and then Neto came in. Um, was it a tactical change, Osu, or what actually happened? Is it an injury or was it a tactical change? So
Yeah,
how do you see it?
I want to comment something small on the Salah case. Salah, we knew what he could do. He was only lucky because Gusto played there. If Kukurea had been eligible for this game, he wouldn't have had it easy. Gusto is new to this left back thing, and playing an unfavorable position against such a good player, you will always be caught out, right? And Sancho, with the Sancho issue, Sancho was not tracking back enough. Anytime Corwell advanced with the ball to make those passing, breaking those lines with his passing, Caicedo fell back to sit in deep to protect the space he has. But anytime Gusto was running inwards to the midfield, Sancho is always out on the wide side, and when he is given the ball, he doesn't do so much with it. He just go do a little dribble and just give the ball back to Gusto, who attacking wise has not been so good in this game, right? So they also saw that if we are able to play those kind of balls to Salah, then it was going to work, and they did a few drew some few fouls, and then it worked with the Sancho change. It was a change that was needed at halftime, because we saw how they ganged up on Madueke on the far right. Anytime he got the ball, he was marked by two players, Robertson and any of Gravenberg or Soboslai or whoever was in close proximity was there to help. He was trying so well. He got like one or two passing, but anytime he has to face another player. So we were expecting Sancho, who was less burdened, to do more of what he was doing on the other side, which he was not really doing very well. So for Pedro Neto to come in for Sancho at halftime, it was a tactical decision, and you all saw what Pedro Neto came to do, right? So it was a good one.
No, but
Okay, so
we can't
Dry
actually.
from
We
guy.
can't.
Let me continue. So Dry from the Liverpool's perspective. Um, how do you see Arne Slot's approach in general? Because this is his first big match that in the Premier League. How did you see his approach in the first half specifically?
Mm. I think when you say this is Ancelotti's first big match, you mean it's a big match because Chelsea is coming to this game having been adjudged the supposed best team of the month. Because they have the best manager of the month in the previous month, they have the best player of the month in the previous month as well. So I think it's on this ground that you are thinking that Chelsea is it's the first biggest match that Ancelotti has faced. But we are of a different opinion. Our first big match awaits us next week. So that is just to clarify, right? But then in responding to Ancelot's status, I think Ancelot has um, imposed his style. Right now, the
Nottingham
players
beat you.
are
Nottingham beat you. Don't forget.
yes,
That was your
yes.
if Chelsea's match wasn't a big match, then Nottingham is a big. It was your biggest game of the season.
In fact, that I would concede. Nottingham
Okay.
beat us. So I was expecting that at least for people who learn, at least take your notes. It's free. You could have just copied the templates or the format that Nottingham Forest used. But
That's what
because
I'm
of
telling you. You got away. You got away with the decision of the referee.
okay,
Mindful of that
I
one.
won't even yes, it will be very unlike me to come down to that level to have a referee banter, right? So the standards need to be elevated and kept at that height. So we won't stoop so low and be going back and forth with the Bournemouths and no. We are bigger than that. So now back to Arne Slot's style. Arne Slot has shown and exerted his style of play. And I think by now all of us are aware that hold the ball, be patient in building up, enjoy football. Don't be too quick to attack your opponent, right? Let your players enjoy. And the way manner he deploys his wingers is such a way that let them go touch the flanks and create space for the full fullbacks to run and do an undercut instead of the traditional overlap that we see most of fullbacks do. And that is being done well. I think that if Arne Slot should get the profile of players that he wants to execute his tactics and his ideas, Liverpool is really going to be a force to reckon with. For now, it is still the players from the old system that is seems to him. And even with that, the supposed big teams from London can still not break us down. It has to take some lucky intervention of Nottingham Forest, which they are citing now as a bigger upset to us. And it happens. Just like the way small teams can equally score you at the back at your own backyard. Those things happen. It does not
I
mean
wouldn't be
that
surprised if
you
we
all
had
of a
scored
sudden
you. You
become
come back
a
here
big.
and you come and say that we are a small team. But don't worry, we have your records. Okay, we have your records.
Okay,
I mean,
okay. So guys,
then, uh,
okay,
one
Brian,
final
let's
comment,
move.
final comment, final comment, final
Okay,
comment, final
okay.
comment. For the past 10 seasons, I can't remember Chelsea beating Liverpool in the Premier League.
Don't worry,
So
we scored you and you
referring,
went out of the
I don't
Champions
know,
League for five
maybe
straight
it is
years.
too
Five,
much records,
five.
maybe it is
Since
EPL,
2009,
EFL records, I
going
don't know.
playing Champions League.
What's the name again? The Champions League you
You
are bringing
you
here,
you
you and
won't
West Ham
hear
boys are
it.
the same.
Come back next week
Two
for that.
Champions, we have six, please, for crying out loud. I'm trying to entertain you in the name of tolerance. But if you really want me to engage you with the respect that I have for you, I need to be in a Madrid
Five
jersey
years,
or
five
AC
years.
Milan
You
jersey
never played
or
Champions League
Barca
because of
jersey.
Chelsea. We
That is what
damaged
I
you. We
want.
destroyed you.
You are playing with cabbage sellers and cactus shop owners in Sweden and all of that. You want to come and really have some respect and have some shame. Please, already do. Also, I beg you, please. Let's
If if
please, I
if you
beg
have
you.
any thanks,
Please
give to
keep
the
conditions, keep clauses, all of that.
English government.
If the world was square, like by now we've been a billionaire, we can all speak with ease. Please, let's face reality. Stop living in abstract world. Please. What is all this? Is that
Your
why you
your
brought me
your
here for?
thanksgiving
Please,
should be forwarded to the English government for sacking
is that what you
Abramovich.
brought me here for?
You have to be
Last
thankful
week,
to them.
not even last, just yesterday, a similar situation. Saliba got into with a Bournemouth attacker. He was shown red. In fact, he was shown a yellow card, and the yellow card was reversed by VAR, and the player was given a red card. Same situation happened to Jota today between Jota and Ada
You
Ibrahim.
didn't clearly check the circumstances, did you?
Look at this. Look at this. Look at this. You
Did
see,
you check the
which is why I say
circumstances?
that
Like
I'm
you
taking
were
the
explaining
opportunity
the other
of
one. Did
talking
you check the
It's
positive
okay, guys.
circumstances
It
too?
looks like these two
for
people, if I don't regulate, it's okay.
No, did you
It's
check the
okay. It's
circumstances?
okay, guys.
no,
It's
no, no,
okay.
no.
Let's mute yourself. Let's go. Let's move on. So, coach, it looks like I have to come to you. You are the only one that does not have emotions right now. Your team is winning, so you are just cruising, watching them. Okay, so coach, let me come to you. The second half. Immediately we started the second half. Chelsea um scored, but it was in their typical fashion where they break their team from the back, pass from the back, and then a true ball to Jackson. How did you see that goal, coach?
No, any goal that comes after halftime, if the opponent are just sleep, then they get hot. So I think that was just like that one good chance that Chelsea had to hurt the opponent. And trust me, it was like a very, very good pass, considering like the position and Jackson attacking the ball. So like watching the game, I'm like, how did he think to pass the ball behind Van Dijk, not in between Van Dijk? So that was like a real decoy. And good for Jackson. He took his chance and he was on target. So, but after then, you see that Liverpool picked up the momentum and continued to go back. So I'm sure they just realized that, maybe they sat down too much or they were very comfortable. But Chelsea came with a plan to attack and play football, and that first 3 minutes of the second half, they were able to get the equalizer. So it was fantastic.
Okay, so Owusu, let me come to you on that, on the Jackson goal.
Yeah, it was a good goal. It's similar to the one he scored against West Ham United. And I think it was also assisted by Caicedo, right? Yeah, so you see what I was telling you the last time. We are evolving, a young team that is evolving. And these are the kind of things that we want to prove to people that if we are not able to score you from the flanks, we are going to use your central space where your two big giants are, the two tall Jericho Afesu. We use them And Jackson, again, he proved that he's really a Jackson, and he got his goal. But we just went off a bit and they came back. We left a big space behind us, and Curtis Jones, for whatever reason, the most poor performing player for Liverpool since he got back from the academy to their team. He's not really shown anything, but for some funny reasons he's stuck in the team, and you don't even know. Coaches come and they still keep him. He just went in and got a goal. But the world listens to prayers. I heard he had a baby during this week, so that's like a gift from the universe to him. So kudos to him. He has done very well, but Jackson's goal was.
Okay, so Dry, I know you want to come in, so come in. This is your time. Come in.
Oh God, oh dear. You know what? Just a while ago, I didn't want to sink deep into this virtual abstract world, but let me just engage him at that level. You know, the Chelsea goal came at the backdrop of uh, what I see. But let me use his line. If the offside trap at the, we were trying to lay for Chelsea had taken effect, that goal wouldn't have happened. If we had Allison in pole, that goal wouldn't have happened. Right now,
That's
let's leave the
smartness, no? Is that not
now
smartness? That's
let's leave the
smartness from
if
Chelsea.
world.
Oh
Now
no.
let's leave the if world, and
Just
then
just
now
just
speak to
appreciate
what
our
is.
smartness and
Now
continue. No one will
let's
beat
speak to
you.
what is. And now let's speak to reality. He tells you that, oh, if we can't attack from the flanks, we will penetrate where the big giants are. How many of such penetrations were made? I want to understand. If you had this brilliant idea, you couldn't exploit it even further. Like, this is really like, doesn't really sit well with me. It's a big logical gap. Maybe in your tactical stuff, or I don't know who to blame for this. But I will keep it on you as a Chelsea fan. The goal from Curtis Jones is an evidence, or it's a testament of the quality that Curtis Jones has. Curtis Jones is this player, not this. He won the best Premier League two player at the time he was being transitioned into the
That's his
Premiership.
level. Premier League 2.
That
That's
is
his
that
level.
is on
You know
record. And Curtis,
the number of
the,
awards Mount and Cool won at that side. Don't let me say
good,
it.
good. That
Our
is
youth
why
team
that is
won the
good,
Champions League
good,
two
good,
times
good,
consecutively. Go and
good,
check. FA Cup
good,
consecutively. Twa, twa, so, sir.
good, good.
That's his
That is
level.
why
Premier League 2.
good.
You can't
That
say
is
for
why
him. The same thing with
that's why
Palmer.
Mason
Palmer is
Mount is
doing wonders,
playing.
right? Premier
That's
League
why
Young Player of the
Mason
Year.
Mount
And you are
is
mentioning
playing at
Premier
the
League 2,
level.
my brother.
That's
What is
why
this?
Mason Mount is playing at the level he's playing at today, playing for big clubs like United and not getting some to play.
I
It's
just made a
it's
reference to that
it's the
league.
way that it's done
I just made a
in
reference to
Chelsea
that league.
Academy.
He's not the
That's very
main
fine.
center of point right now.
But
What I'm telling
see,
you, Curtis
in the
Jones with
midfield, in the midfield where you
that
have
guy, yeah,
McAllister,
Palmer.
no
Curtis
trained
Jones
coach,
with Palmer. They all played in Premier
no,
League 2, and they are all
Please
playing
let
in the
him talk.
Premier League right
Owusu,
now,
let him
right?
talk, please.
And right now
Owusu,
you
it's not
have
your
you have
time.
somebody winning
Owusu,
Premier
it's
League
not
Player of
your
the Year. You are
time.
telling me
It's
he
not
won
your
an award
time.
in Premier League 2, my
it's,
brother.
it's,
But in all honesty,
Owusu,
in
it's
all
not your time.
honesty, I would appreciate if we just keep to the question and to the discussion, because I think maybe we should have a session for just banter. We can just come here and talk about our League Two and all that
Okay,
stuff. But
okay,
if we've
fair,
asked about
fair
the
enough.
approach and the technicality of the game, let's talk about the weaknesses, because
Mhm.
the game was a very interesting game today. Both
Okay,
teams played well.
good,
Liverpool just had to have
good.
the upper hand on the day, and trust me, it was just
Mm.
their day. So
Thank
that's
you very
that's
much.
just
Thank you
what
very
happened
much,
today.
Mike.
Yes, please.
Thank you very much, Mike. So let me just wrap up on Curtis Jones's brilliance as a football player. If not for Curtis Jones is that one individual player who can actually play as a Menotron in the Liverpool midfield. Gravenberch cannot do that because he's more attacking minded. Even in this era that we are praising him for being good as a DM, you could still tell that when he gets the ball, he wants to run with it. McAllister could function efficiently as a number 10. So most like obviously cannot even play back. Curtis Jones is that guy. If you really want to put sentiment aside and just analyze the guy's pure football talent, you will see what a gem he is. But for McAllister in the system that the coach is playing, you cannot bench McAllister and then put Curtis Jones there. But everybody will tell you, everybody who has watched Curtis Jones, this one, Combs, will tell you this player is destined to the top. To the top. If by now we are happy that Mason Mount has won back-to-back FA Cups and has won Premier League Player of the Season for Premier League 2, and is at a particular level that they are proud of. Trust you me, Curtis Jones would sky to that particular level that Mason Mount and Co have reached, right?
It's okay.
So for
Thank
me,
you.
that's that.
Thank you. Thank you. Dry. Mute yourself and let's continue. Let's continue. Mute yourself. Yeah. Okay. So I think one thing that I also saw was that the Ancelotti is very pragmatic in his tactics. You could see that before I realized what I realized was that he knew that Neto when Neto came on, he was very 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 good on Arnold, and then he just brought in Gomez to be able to protect his back. And he doesn't think like Klopp in terms of if Klopp sees that there's a gap in Chelsea, he wants to score as many goals as possible to win the game. But for him, he's very realistic in his approach. Coach, I think this is a coaching thing. How do you see his tactics in terms of making sure that they win? And that's it.
Yeah, from our previous podcast, I've been saying something about like Liverpool ordinarily is already a good team. So they just need the philosophy of a coach that knows what he wants to do with the team. And clearly, if you have the advantage, you don't need to go for broke because one of the things coaches are looking around this season are the fixtures that they have and avoiding injuries. So apart from the tactical game, people are trying to manage players. Come midweek, there'll be Champions League. There will be all those tournaments, and before you know, the league is back. So apart from the tactical play, when you have the advantage, you want to protect your lead. Tactically, be thinking of the next game so that players stay fresh and the rotation is working well. So clearly, Ancelotti has come with a strategy that is working for him. Even though, we're talking about the game they lost. The game they lost is just football. Sometimes you can do everything and still lose your game. And it's something that has happened to Chelsea as well today. You come with a plan and it doesn't work out, and sometimes you stick to the plan. So, but having a tactical change, managing the players, and also giving some other players to come and do the dirty job is fantastic, and he got it right today.
Okay. So, Owusu, from your point of view, did Maresca get it wrong, or it was just a bad day at the office?
Maresca never got it wrong. It was just one point of like one point in time where you can't sleep and then you get beat, right? So it was that thing. When we were talking about yellow cards in episode 2 or so, this thing came up that when the game is ongoing, sometimes you feel like, oh, this boy is actually not going to do anything. Let me just sleep or let me just wait for it. James clearly saw that there was a lot of space in front of him. Instead of him to have called or shouted, maybe he had guessed this ball was nowhere getting close to our goal, right? And the ball came, and then Curtis Jones from nowhere just ran into that space. His first touch was even wrong. And then the keeper hesitated because of the earlier incident, and then he just had to just kick the ball and went straight into the net. So Maresca did a very good job. Both coaches did very, very well. Like Mike was saying, if he had opened up and come at us like the way Klopp did, my brother, he would have drank a lot of goals. And they dry should just tell me that he knows this and he understands and he's actually on the same page with me. If he had opened up like the way they do and Trent walking in and flying all those long balls, Trent, mind you, none of their players were able to get into Chelsea's third half. The left back and the right back, they were all on their side. They couldn't come that deep because they know the attacking trend that they were coming to face. So for both coaches, they did well. Just that moment of sleepiness made somebody got a goal, and now they are making a whole
But
lot of
also
mess.
before Chris cut us short, yeah, I want to raise something that we were talking about last week. We talked about Cowell, and I even referenced Dry when I was talking about you were talking about the beautiful clearance and everything. And about football is consistency. One game
Yeah,
cannot determine how good some players. Some players
right.
have they've definitely shown their worth, but Chelsea's defense too was part of the problem. On the day they were flat. Like we know what to expect from Tosin, we know what to expect from Kobe, but today they were flat. Especially with that second goal. I talked about the sweeping that players usually do. Like with the replay, you could see that there was a bounce in front of the first Chelsea defender, and he watched it
Yeah,
go
yeah,
by before this guy could even trap and attack the goal. So clearly,
yeah.
during the game, a Chelsea fan, a lady, interestingly chatted me. I was like, that goal was not needed. I was like, that is football. Mistakes leads to goal, and one team need to just slip up for the other team to attack, and Liverpool took advantage of it.
Mhm.
Okay, guys. So just to wrap things up, are Liverpool winning the league? That's the question. Are Liverpool
You will
winning
take,
the league?
I want
Dry.
to take my opinion on the coaches.
No, no, it's your coach. He's good. That's what you say. So definitely, I don't want to hear that.
No, no, no. I mean,
So please,
I
wait.
think we
Answer this
need
question for me. I beg. Are Liverpool winning the league? That's the question that I need to answer. Yes.
what response do you think Everton fans would give you if you ask them this question?
But you're not an Everton fan.
What?
The question to you is: will Liverpool win the league?
That's the
What
question. Yes.
response do you think Man U fans will tell you if you ask them this question?
So you want me to answer as a
Well,
Man U
Who
fan or
is
as a neutral?
okay? Listen to this. Like, it is fundamentally wrong to participate in the competition and not wish to win the ultimate. It is against the essence of competing. Then don't show up in the first place. But then, in the light of being realistic, given the kind of fixtures we have lined up, if we were playing the likes of Cactus Sellers in Azerbaijan, I would say we would win the league. But we are playing the likes of Real Madrid, Leipzig in the Champions League. We will still be competing with the likes of Chelsea, Brighton, City in the FA Cup and the EFL. We don't we will be stretched thin. I don't think that I will be here and then say that we'll win the league, right? But I wouldn't also say that I would dismiss that that ambition, right? If we go into the transfer market come January and get some backups, I think I'll begin to believe. And also, it is contingent on the line of fixtures we have in this period. Playing Arsenal, playing City. At the end of the day, we'll see and you can clearly assess how far we go in the league. But a top four, I would say that I can boldly say would make top four.
Dre,
You
I'm
understand?
surprised you're
And
not
my comment on
confident. So
Enzo
you
Maresca,
don't
I
think
think we need to take it.
Liverpool can win the league at this stage?
Uh, no, I'm
Like
telling
right
you,
now?
I just explained to you. If see a world believing and very optimistic Man U fan will tell you that Ten Hag will turn the corner and win the league. Same thing for Chelsea, right? And I've already explained to you the fundamental principles behind teams or individuals participating in the competition. They want to win, that's why they're participating, right? But I want to make some comments on Enzo Maresca. I think we need such coaches in the league. If you had about 5 Enzo Marescas, trust me, it will be a very tough league to play compared to having about maybe 5 or even 2 Ten Hags, right? So Enzo Maresca is a very good guy. He's shown us that he's really a prodigy of Pep Guardiola, and so as Arteta is also proving to us. And we need such people to put their contemporaries on their toes to always invent and then re-innovate systems and bring us entertainment on the pitch. It's a good day. Finally, I think that every team needs to have that one player that has that appearance or perception of being a bad player, such that nobody will expect much from them. And is that bad player or is that perceived bad player who will really sting them in the back? And we have that in 32, and we saw it today.
It's okay. It's okay. Thank you. So in a nutshell, what we are trying to say is that you are trying to say is that you are not sure you guys can win the league. That's what you are saying, right?
We are playing the league obviously to win the league.
My guy,
My
can you
brother,
win the
my
league?
brother,
Yes
my
or
brother,
no?
my
No
brother.
beat about the bush. We can't like this. You know
See,
what?
you know what he's trying
Mike,
to do. You know what he's
Mike,
trying to do. You know what he's trying to do. He's just finding a way around it so that at the end of the season we won't come for his neck. But right now, you are the only serious contenders that can like face man's debut for
Yeah,
boot. Unlike those
honestly,
Arsenal guys who will just
honestly,
come
no banters
play
aside,
off.
only Liverpool.
Yeah, they are the only serious contenders. Chelsea is
Last
not
season
there.
at
We
this
are still
time,
we are still getting some things up.
last season at this time, Tottenham was doing that. We
You
saw
are
what
not
happened to
Tottenham.
Tottenham.
You know, listen, there are some teams, if they stay on top of the league for like 300 days, eh, you know that at the end of the season, they are going to fall off.
Ten
We've seen
Hag's
them before.
like Ten
Tottenham,
Hag's
Tottenham were there and
like
they allowed Leicester to pick it up. We know. My brother, just say that
Okay, okay, guys, it's
you
okay, it's okay,
will
it's
bring
okay,
us
it's
to your head
okay,
if you
it's
don't.
okay. Since the Liverpool fans are refusing to admit that they are title contenders, we can't force it on them.
Chris,
But
Chris, Chris,
guys,
Chris,
yeah,
Chris, please permit me to play a sound bite from a Chelsea fan. Is he watches our content and I'd like to play this from him.
okay, okay, okay.
So viewers, that was intrigue. He's just lamenting and expressing his approval of the officiation by the referee. So guys, that was my friend Atumantia from Ghana.
Okay, okay, guys. In a nutshell, it was a good game. We loved everything. The tactical display. Every coach wanted to win. There was no haram ball. Everyone wanted to win. So, in the spirit of haram ball, I want us to dive right into the next match. Yeah. Yes. In the spirit of Harambo, I want us to dive right into the next match. Someone who claims to be the son of Pep, but he realized that on the third time trying to win the league, he's thrown away every tactical ideas that he's learned from his master, and now he's playing some kind of football that we've not seen. We don't even understand. And as for Arsenal, since there's no Arsenal fan here, we can banter them. If you are watching us, I'm sorry, but nobody here likes you. So today we are going to strangle your neck. Yes. In order to see, so we are talking about the Arsenal match, the haram football, the dark arts. So do you guys remember when the Arsenal coach asked for? I didn't even know until then that they had professional burglaries or whatever it is, pickpocketers to come into the team and then pickpocket everyone. They took their phones and they didn't even realize. And he told them to be aware and always be mindful of their surroundings and all that. And right after that, their players are having like the most red cards in the league, like doing things that Saliba has his first red card ever in his professional career. And you could see that there's something going on in the dressing room. And I don't, it's okay. Let me just go straight to the lineup. Let me go straight to the lineup. Okay, so the lineup, he went for De Vries in post as usual, Ben White on the right back, Saliba and Gabriel and Calafiori. And then the interesting part, guys, he went for Partey, Rice, and Merino. Three DMs plus four centre backs, my goodness. And then in the attack, an atrocious attack. Why am I saying this? In Chelsea's history, two over three of our attack that scored the least goal in a season in our history was the ones leading Arsenal in this particular match, Havertz and Sterling. In that season that these two were part of our front three with Mount, Jorginho was the top scorer. Jorginho was the top scorer with penalties.
With penalties. I
And
was
then
about
he
to say that
decided,
with penalties. So add that.
with penalties. And then the Haram football guy decided that he was going to go with these guys against a Bournemouth team away, and then with Trossard as well. So I don't understand what is happening with Ateta. Coach, what is going on? Because I knew that when he started this whole thing, it was always this tiki taka passing from the back, but I don't know what's happening to him now. Coach, what do you think is going on?
Okay, so with Arsenal, we've been talking about them since the beginning of the season. About like what we saw yesterday was not expected. But if I were to put in word for them, I would say maybe the international break just affected the rhythm, affected the flow. But I think yesterday they were just flat. They were not dangerous even in the attack, and not having like their key players. Saka has been like the motivation for the team. At some point, even when you talked about Sterling, like I had to rethink to remember that Sterling was not in Arsenal, because there was a time he played. I'm like, who is Sterling again in Arsenal? I'm like, oh, it's true. Like Sterling is there. You know, and but to be fair as well, I think Sterling really does not understand the pattern Arsenal is playing right now, because he had like some pull outs into the box that I think there was miscommunication. Like if they had like a proper attacker, should have been able to get at the back of those balls and maybe create something. But it looked like yesterday Arsenal just played like a team that everybody was just trying to bring their stuff. Like there was no compact. And you talk about the lineup, playing Partey and Rice. Rice is actually very attacking. So it's almost like a one DM, because Rice will not sit unlike Partey. But like Arsenal is just they were just being Arsenal, and they got it wrong with the red card. So it was just unfortunate.
Okay, so Owusu, I do think the Saliba's red card was actually a red card, or maybe there's something against Arsenal fans this season. Maybe they are trying to stop them. That's what their fans are saying. What do you think?
Who is trying to stop them from doing what? That is what I don't get. If you say somebody is against you, you are not a big force for somebody to be scared of. You understand? You just went off. We all went to international break, and then we came back, and you decided to lose to Bournemouth 2-0. So you see, it's not everybody that can win at Vitality Stadium, where you went and got our goal. They keep telling us that we've had small game matches and what. They keep bringing a whole lot of issues. But look at us now. Arteta, I would say he's not really fit for the Arsenal job, right? He's not really fit. If you can play this number of seasons, and with the experience that you've accumulated since then till now, you are losing against Bournemouth at this crucial point of year, when we are just entering into Christmas, where everybody will be taking their games very seriously. These are some of the so-called easy games, because there are less pressure on them. When we get into November, December, where the Boxing Day matches, the fixtures are like piled up. You are playing matches like 4 3 game matches within 7 10 days. Those are the times where you should be panicking. But at this particular point where you are playing Bournemouth and you are playing 3 DMs, how offensive are they that you want to contain this pressure of theirs? And looking at those people you were talking about, our exes, I'm it's even funny. They were some of them were like, we missed them, and look at you. Just look at you. You are just playing against Bournemouth, your own former keeper. You can't even score. Red card aside, every serious team, I'm telling you, if City or Man U or Chelsea or Liverpool were to be playing against one of these small clubs, and they have a red card, there is a way you have to go around it. Every coach, every tactical coach has a plan for these sort of situations. So what was Arteta thinking at the moment? And you have Odegaard. The funny thing was, they were creating chances, but they couldn't score. It tells you that they are just not fit or good enough to be Premier League winners. So the narrative will just go back and forth and back and forth. It's a vicious cycle. We just come back and ask, why did Arsenal didn't do this? Why didn't they do this? It's just the same thing. For them, I don't want to say it's a waste of time, but it has always been like that. It has always been like
Also,
that.
honestly, I would say
Okay,
it's unfair on Arsenal with what you said. It's actually unfair with what you said about Arteta. Like he has done a fantastic job in the 2 years or almost 3 years he's been on that seat. Arteta has been doing very well. I think what in
Michael, let me correct you. Michael, let me
yes,
correct you there. It looks like because Arsenal recently have been good, everybody thinks that Ateta have been there
That,
for 2 years.
that that is what I was about to say.
People keep forgetting that he's been there
how
for
many
years.
years? For
People
how
keep
many
See,
forgetting.
years?
let me just
Okay,
bring
let's say how
something.
many years.
Hold on,
You cannot say
hold
that
on,
he's
Michael.
unfit for the job. Like
Hold on,
Arsenal has
Michael.
been doing very, very well. Like even if you are saying,
Michael.
so we're talking about developing team. Wherever he has brought them from to where they are competing right now, then they are doing very well. Probably maybe their recruitment structure needs to be perfected. That's what I will also stand on. I think Arteta's confidence on managing maybe established players, he may need to adjust that mentality. But in terms of tactical approach, they are doing a bit. I think they are doing up to standard, but the players are not. They cannot carry out the approach effectively because you can't have opportunity. You can't bottle chances. And you said something about Bournemouth. I know like we want to banter, but what was your game? Second game of the season with Bournemouth, 1-0. You scored at 86 minutes. Chelsea. So you can see that it was a tight game. In the Premier League today, no team is just a write-off. Sometimes you really need to fight for your points, especially if you are a so-called big team. It took you 6 minutes to beat
Okay, so
Nkunku
just
to
to
score
remind you, he's been there
against
for 5
Bournemouth.
years now.
And it looks like,
Michael,
it was
Michael,
difficult. No, it's not difficult. It's unfair to Arsenal.
Michael,
Arteta
He's been there
particularly,
for
maybe
five
not
years.
Arsenal, but Arteta. It's unfair to say that about him.
Michael, hold on. I just want to bring something in right now. You said he's been there for
Hmm.
how many years? 5 years, right?
Almost five
Now
years.
look
Almost
at
5 years.
this.
December
It
will be
was the
5 years.
same situation Pochettino got these guys into
Tottenham.
Tottenham
And you
Hotspurs.
think that was not a good result
He
for
was.
does it make Pochettino a bad coach? Or the players in
It doesn't
Tottenham
make
not
him a
able
bad
to
coach.
establish? You know what it means for Tottenham to break the top four and be second for 2 seasons?
It doesn't. It doesn't. It doesn't make him a bad coach. Now this is where the problem lies. Every team, whether from the first to the 20th club in the Premier League, their ultimate goal is to what win the league at the end of what at the end of the year. But it's unfortunate there are some teams that we cannot say they are Premier League title contenders because of their budgets. A lot of things go into it, right? Now you have a team like Arsenal. You've spent on defense, midfield, goalkeepers, attack, everywhere. You are buying players. You've had players play together for like 3 or 4 seasons. The minimal is, let's say, these Havertz and Co. just 1 or 2 seasons together. But as a good coach, you know how to blend players because these are Premier League proven players. So they can, at any point in time, perform. What they are not getting right is, see, you have like I was saying in this Bournemouth situation, you should plan for these situations right from international break. You should know a lot of players are fatigued, which players to play, the kind of play you should play, how you go about the game if these situations arise. If you tell me he has done a very good job, just look at Chelsea within our 2021-2022 crisis. Just last season when Poch picked us, we got close to FA Cup final. We played Carabao Cup finals. No, this is a coach that is showing. This is what I'm able to do. Arteta, after he beat Chelsea, Chelsea was the only team he beat twice to win the FA Cup. I should be corrected if I'm wrong. And those 2 games were all controversial. Those 2 games, I'm sure, was handled by Anthony Taylor or so. If I stand to be corrected, I don't know if my memory serves me right. This is the kind of coach we are talking about. In 5 years, you are still chasing tails, tailgating
Okay,
people.
dry, dry.
Go and
Owusu,
let me come.
Owusu,
Go and let me come. My brother, he's just not good enough. If you take him to
Owusu,
Premier League,
dry, dry. From a
Championship, he
Liverpool
will not work.
point, please, do you think what he's saying is right?
Yeah, I was waiting for the little ones to make noise, and when they are done, Big Brother will come and sanitize the situation. You know, um, Michael has two problems. One, recency bias, and two, he's comparing Arteta to his coach, which is why he disagrees with what Owusu is saying. That at this point in time, you should have won a trophy. If you want to use the club's legacy as a template, in your fifth year, you should be, in his fifth year, he got us the Premier League, and Arteta has got to that level where he should deliver, which is why I side with Owusu on this. Now with Owusu, he tells you that, after international break, you understand that because you're a big team, you're a big club, your players would most likely be invited by their countries and they will play in their country national teams. But when he was trying to analyze the Liverpool situation, he didn't factor that context in his analysis and made it look like Tottenham Forest overpowered Liverpool and Liverpool was so bad. Forgetting that Liverpool's players, about the first 11, all play active roles in their national teams and fatigue caught them. And when they came back after the international break, they were playing early kickoff. All these factors were missing in his context. But for some reason, when he's trying to bash a particular coach, he's bringing them to make sense in his analysis, which is what I would say that this is what we call selective or convenience arguments or convenience debating to support your case. But in both cases, I think to be on the neutral ground, Ateta should right now be winning the league. This is Ateta's season to win the league. If he doesn't win the league this season, I personally will print every paraphernalia. I'll fund every protest Arsenal fans would want to stage against Ateta. I'll purchase a plane and fly a banner across the Emirates and say that Ateta out. That I will do. And in the next 4 years, we'll be here to discuss if only Maresca would even survive in the next 4 years, to discuss how Maresca too needs to leave Chelsea and the job given to maybe
You know,
Ten Hag at the time.
in
Maybe
this
he would have
in
been
this
a
sort
lead
of
coach.
situations, you should understand Chelsea. You know, we are not title bottlers. I'm telling you, if by mistake, mistakenly, you guys should slip, Chelsea should be on top of the Premier League by the end of December, January. Forget it. No, you know
Yeah,
us. We are the only Premier
That,
League
that,
team.
that's
That
based
we
on,
were
yes,
on,
yes,
on,
yes.
on
from the
precedent,
start of
not
the
in
season
this
to the
current
end.
Premier
Who
League.
has ever done it before?
Not in this
Nobody.
current Premier
Right from
League.
the
See,
And
first,
Jay,
right from the
you cannot say
first
Arsenal
match,
can win the league
Chelsea
this
was on
season.
top.
They couldn't win it
Till
last
the
season. They are
end
not going
of
to
the
win it
season,
now because their
2017.
top competitors
Hey guys,
right
guys,
now that
guys,
can win
guys,
the
one at
league
a time.
better
Let's
than
mute
Arsenal
yourself.
right now.
Mute yourself.
And you talk about me
Oh,
using
Michael,
recency.
Michael, mute
Football
yourself.
is about right now.
Mute
Some teams
yourself,
that you couldn't
Michael.
beat in the past, you cannot beat them
Michael.
now. It's
Oh
football.
my goodness. Okay, so guys, let's
I
maintain
think
some
Owusu
sanity
is
here.
right. Very right. Owusu is
Oh,
right.
dry, mute yourself. Let's maintain some sanity here, please, please. If you talk over each other like that, the fans will not hear us. So please, one after the other, please, one after the other. So we've
Okay,
all
I think
agreed that. Look, guys, we've all agreed that not all of us, but most of us have agreed that this is the year for Arsenal to prove themselves. If Arteta needs to stay, he needs to win the league. That's the ultimate thing that is left now. They've won the FA Cup. They've gotten the top four. They have the players now. There's no excuse. He spent all the money that he's supposed to spend. What else can he say? This is the year. I think, and that is the pressure and the reason why maybe they are getting all those red cards and all that. So we've all agreed on that. So let's not argue on this again. Let's focus on the match a bit. So one thing that I also saw was that Bournemouth, their coach is a very good coach. The way they play, even though they are not getting the results this season, all the big matches that I've watched them play this season, it looks like they actually know what they are doing tactically. Their coach is very good. Dry, how do you see from Bournemouth's point of view how they approach the match?
Yeah, I think, like you said, you aptly put it that Bournemouth's coach has a plan for the team, and this coach is just like Van Sam Company. You consider they have the plan, if they have the personnel to match up what they want to execute, they are really brilliant coaches. And Vincent Company is an example of that. Even Enzo Maresca is an example of that. Right? You see what he did in the championship, giving Chelsea with better resources, doing the same thing. So the same thing for the Bournemouth coach as well. You could see that he's a particular pattern of play. And what I like about him is this: the respect he has for his opponents. He is not that kind of coach that want to play a particular philosophy. He respects his opponents and he wants to adapt his style of play to contain them and then get something from the team. But let me comment on Arsenal's Saliba's foul. I mean, see, we know when as a player you do such fouls, you commit such fouls that warrant you to get a red card. And for a club like Arsenal, I think the mentality is too weak. If I was in Saliba's shoes, I would believe that my team is the superior team on paper and even on the day. That even if the player should go through and score that goal, I believe in the ability of my team to come back and win than to concede that foul and get that red card at that very early age, knowing very well that you are playing against a coach that is very pragmatic and can stretch you guys. Look at the way he had deployed Semenyo and switched him and sent him to the right wing. And oh my god, they were just running at something like this. And you had just you had basically like about about seven players on the pitch who were literally like defensive minded. Moreno, Rice, uh, Partey, plus the back four, all of which are centre backs. Oh, they will run at you like that. And even when he did the changes, I was like, oh my god, this coach is not, he's very wicked. He substituted them, brought most pieces to come and run at. I was wondering why couldn't Pep Guardiola see this in that match? They didn't do anything extraordinary to carve Arsenal open. No, 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 no. Just keep running, keep running. Let them keep chasing you. Fatigue will catch them, and then they'll fall. It's like weaken the system, and the least touch will collapse the system by itself. So it is a very good approach by the Bournemouth coach, and I really respect that coach very well. Although I think we beat them, but it was a tough game for us to win.
Okay. So
I don't know about
I think
Man
it has
United.
been. Yeah. So I think we need to get to the United match. But then the question that everyone is asking is that should Arsenal sack Ateta this season if they don't win the league? Coach, let me ask
No,
you
no,
first.
no, no. See, what Arsenal should be focusing on right now should be their recruitment. So we talked about, I think Osu said something about, oh, they have the right players that are Premier League proven. Sometimes the difference you need is a player that has character. So apart from Sterling, probably with his time in Man City, and is your new recruitment, but like how many of them have won the league? How many of them have maybe gone to the semi-finals of the Champions League, that know what it takes, like when it matters most. And most especially in defense. Saliba is good, yes. Gabriel is good, but where are they coming from? What character do they have? Sometimes you need to have people in this department that can drive the team to the ultimate. So you can see, like when we talk about 2 seasons bottling the league, then you now come back and say, oh, it's about the style of play. Personally, recency or not, they have tried, but they need character. Because if you check the big teams, even like Real Madrid, when it looks like they are not doing well, but when it matters the most, they just have a way of crossing over. It's about character. It's about the mind. Or even you as Chelsea fans, you follow the story of how Chelsea won the Champions League and the story of Juan Mata and the Drogba. The motivation in the dressing room and all those things. All you need is that character, because these guys have won the league, Premier League. They knew what it takes to do that. At this final stage, it was Bayern Munich, but even up to the final minute, they could put themselves together and say, you know what, we can win this trophy even when we are a goal down. So this season, if Arsenal cannot win the league, unfortunately, I don't see any reason why Arteta to go, because it would be more expensive. I tell you why. A new coach will come, and probably if they get a bigger coach that also has character, he probably will say, okay, I want to tweak my recruitment. I need this player. I need this player. And over the years, that's been Arsenal's problem, typically, their recruitment. Even is recently they started bringing out money to try and buy some kind of players that typically Arsenal will not pay money to buy. But they need players, recruitment that can take them over the board. If not, this season, they also will not win the league. It's just my position.
The question, you see, you people on this spot, when I ask you questions, you don't
Answer
answer
the
the
question.
questions.
I did
You say
answer the
so
question.
many
I
things
said
at the end of the day, you don't
Ateta should
answer.
not go. I answered.
They
Yes.
shouldn't sack him. Yes.
But I have to give my
Cool.
reason, like Dre
Dry.
with his
What do you think?
documents, why supporting my answers.
Okay. So Dry, let's go. Should they sack him or not?
Oh, for a coach who is very expressive and very elaborate on justifying and explaining the outcome of his games, I think he knows a lot. to take the responsibility for kind of result that he's getting, which means that at, after all these years spent in the club, what kind of experiment do you want to do again? What kind of trials do you want to try again? You've out-tried your trials or your tactics. So I think the fans should help him out of the club. They should ask him, though, they should lie to him that will build a statue for matching City, boot for boot, 2 points gap, 5 points gap. We'll build you a statue for that. We'll replace Arsene Wenger for you, giving us Champions League experience again. But for that would be the price for getting him out of the club because he spent too much time there, and I think yeah, it's a justified cost to pursue.
As for Usu, I'm not asking you because I know the answer. You've said it already. You are the one that actually sparked this whole debate and all that. So we know where your sentiment lies. So I think it is going to be very tough for them to sack him because they've actually built the team for him. The whole philosophy of the club has been changed for Arteta. The team is now Arteta. Everything is now Arteta, and then they've spent money. They've actually done everything that they are supposed to do for a manager now, and then now it's still not working. But I think it may be early days yet. We may be writing them off, but they could end up winning the league. You may not know. So let's see. Let's see what happens at the end of the day. Okay, so guys, I think this will be the end of the Arsenal session, and we will continue.